Welcome to day 4. We're returning to the tropical wilds here. Returning because this is where Alph started out. Today we'll actually get to explore the main area of this place. Well, considering he found the key and dropped a data file about it over in Winterland in the span of roughly one day, I somehow doubt that. We have a very tight plan for the day, which is to be expected from this point onwards. 80 reds and 20 yellows start the day, and that's most of the yellows, so in addition to everything else, one of the tasks on the docket today is to give them some food and help them grow. The major obstacle to today's plans is that following the signal here requires the largest workforce for any singular task so far. It won't leave many Pikmin to spare for other tasks, so this is the first time that we'll really deal with splitting the task forces into odder numbers. We'll use these bridge pieces to help separate our remaining yellows. 12 will go on the wall and they'll take that down slowly, and the rest will go off with Brittany on their own mission. Make the area safe. And the true scourge of the area has shown up next to Brittany. These are swarming sheer grubs, and they travel in a pack randomly throughout the entire tropical wilds. Much like how the flying snitch bug behaved in Pikmin 1, these guys don't actually endanger your Pikmin directly, but the fact that you can't plan for when or where they interfere with you can really throw a wrench into your plans. Let's try to take them out, shall we? Well, easier said than done. A peach-scented waterfall really would be comforting. That would be a nice place to while away the day. A sentiment I'm always pleased to be able to say about Pikmin environments. And we've just dropped 5 Pikmin off a cliff. We'll have to retrieve them later once we've got ourselves focused on the task at hand. Any Pikmin can dig up these anthills. Yellows are still the fastest about it. Do be cautious, whip-tongue bulborbs can actually stick their tongue down into a burrow and attack Pikmin that way. The majority of our time will be spent opening up the path to the signal and accessing the next area. Of what time and resources remain, we'll want to spend it on 2 things. The first is to travel to the larger, more central area of the tropical wilds and build a bridge back from there to the base as a shortcut. Toward that goal, we'll need to make use of a few bomb rocks. These reprise their role in one of being a very dangerous yet very helpful resource. Originally, only yellow Pikmin could pick them up, but in this game, any Pikmin can. This doesn't sound like it opens up many opportunities right away, but just you wait. Ah, the classic issue of there's a short path to where I want to go, but there's a bit of space I haven't filled the map in for. Well, not ideal. I guess we'll just be leading a bomb rock through the lands of fire. Nothing bad could happen. Okay. So that burrow contained 3 bomb rocks. The one we sent Brittany's remaining yellow Pikmin into contains most of the bridge pieces for the shortcut back to the base. The bridge work site is just beyond this bomb wall. Bomb rocks are the only thing that can tear it down. It's going to be a long process for the Pikmin, and we'll need all 3 captains shortly. The second side task we want done today is to retrieve a very distant piece of fruit back where Alph crash landed. Collecting the piece of fruit that's going to be out of the way no matter what today lets us focus our forces much more efficiently when we return. Coming up are a group of male sheer grubs. In prior games, swarming them as soon as they appeared worked fairly well, but that mechanic is gone now and charging is a little less reliable. Luckily, there's still a solution. Pikmin that you've dismissed will always home in on the nearest thing to pick up or attack. Budget swarming. It's the only safe way I found to deal with this group of enemies. The remaining sheer grubs don't have any way to harm us, so Alph can spend a little bit of time nectaring up and collecting a few food sources for fun. He'll be regrouping with the others before long, and he'll just be able to gather all of the Pikmin into a large army when that happens. Another reason this visit is the perfect time to gather the fig over here is that there's actually quite a large fight guarding it. Best to have a large force to make safe short work of it. And you see what I mean about charging right there. That last dwarf Bulborb could have absolutely taken a bite out of our forces if it wanted to. Everything is headed back, so let's have Alph head back too. Pikmin sure seem to have gotten stronger. It takes a whole lot less of them to weigh down any enemy these days. Those two can busy themselves digging up a plum, since we've got the manpower to spare for it. And with the bridge complete, we can bring all three captains over. And we do need all three captains on this side. Now this part isn't actually important, but we're waiting for Alph anyway. May as well pick something up over here. Another optional upgrade. If you follow the path further, it lets out into that pond that Alph originally crash landed into. It's a fast way to the back of the area where the fig actually is. Unfortunately, it doesn't keep that entire path from being manual work regardless. All of the enemies along the path still need to be taken out. That back route isn't an option because, well, Pikmin can't carry things up cliffs. Now can they? And we have the full squad back together. With 3 captains, we can do 2 throws. And we're sending those 2 yellows that were digging up the fruit over here with them. Well, we seem to be on Olimar's trail. That's good news. This stump seems to confuse pathfinding, but once we're off of it, we're going to send Alph back to the bridge building site to oversee that process. Charlie and Brittany will team up to pursue the signal, along with most of our Pikmin. Well, that one troublesome fruit has made it back to the Drake. That's always good. And would you behave? Sheesh. That upgrade has arrived too. The Metal Suit Z. This one is much more basic. It only upgrades our defense and reduces the damage we take as captains. We already don't take much damage to begin with in this game, so it's probably the least important of the upgrades. The instruction manual says, "Wear it, you fool." And it works. Someone had to return here because once the Pikmin were finished digging up the bridge pieces, they didn't automatically begin building the bridge. It's midday. We're a little behind schedule, but not terribly so. We'll get the important things done. That's not Olimar. That's not even Olimar's ship. Indeed we can. Well, it seems to be buried, so this is a job for the yellows. They dig fast. Oh, they dig really fast. Wait a minute. Meet the sand-belching Meerslug. It's a bit of a tank of a boss. Probably the most HP out of anyone. It's not vulnerable all that often either. This is most of the reason I brought a party of 70-some reds over. And a handful of yellows to reach these holes and dig them up are useful too. So Charlie's gonna skedaddle. The reason we brought a second captain over was just to retrieve a bomb rock and bring it back to the base. 2 bomb rocks were dug up earlier in the day there, and we'll need a third one to take down the wall near the base. Otherwise, everyone's going to take a very roundabout path, both today and on the next visit when everyone's taking the shortcut bridge. There we go, it's finally out of the sand. I'm not sure why the Pikmin have so much trouble actually charging at the thing once it's landed, but either way, this is the time to lay on the damage. The lower it gets on health, the more frantically it'll spit out those balls of dirt once it's above ground. A direct impact won't actually kill your Pikmin, but it will plant them. This leaves them fairly defenseless against its sand vortex attack, and also the shock of it is enough to actually trigger any bomb rocks to detonate. So you definitely want to keep your main party away from them. Once it's really low on health, it'll loosen up the sand of the entire arena and turn the entire thing into a vortex. This is one of its more dangerous attacks. And definitely one of the ones that you want to cut short with a bomb. If you let it suck up sand after this, it'll do one even worse, and form a sand pit with walls too steep to actually escape. Can't escape to safety until it gives up. A large enough party of Pikmin skips that, though. Long as they're red. We got ferrets. And just before any Pikmin start carrying things back and get their travel path set in stone, Charlie's just going to open up the short version. On Alph's side, the bridge has been restored. These 8 Pikmin have worked very hard today. But hey, there's still sunlight. With the rest of the time in the day, they'll bring back as many of these berries as they can. They're another type of resource and a fairly potent one. Safety first. This right here is the second reason we had so many Pikmin coming in here. Carrying back the entire watermelon takes a ton. Combine that with the 30 to take back the ferret, flip phone, and the food source. Yeah, you kind of need a big party if you want to prevent having a return trip here. What have we got? An ultra spicy berry. Unfortunately, this won't help Kopai with its food problem. That's every piece taken care of, and the plans for the day essentially over. All that's left is for everyone to make it back in time. Since there's time, there's a second out-of-the-way fruit near those fire slugs that's fairly light. So Charlie may as well go off to get that on his own. Anything to make the return trip easier. That is something that we'll have to pay attention to on these first visits, especially now that we're capable of more, is how to pick and choose what we take care of, not just to gather the most resources for the upcoming days, but also to concentrate what we've neglected into one spot. I think this is the region where that comes most into play. It has a lot of pieces of fruit, including a dozen all gathered into one area. And while they will take a lot of time to collect, it's worth leaving them all there and collecting them all in one fell swoop later, if it means that that one fell swoop is all that we'll have to worry about. Or at least if we can mitigate other things to worry about. Alph and Charlie are going on this merry little wilderness trip, mainly to fill out the area for go here purposes later, since I've got the time to. Even if we're not doing anything there right now, the ability to automate the trip there later is going to prove invaluable. And hey, we've gathered enough berries to do something with them. This is ultra spicy nectar, a very potent resource that's very much worth the time spent gathering it. It takes 10 berries to form one glob of ultra spicy nectar. Every berry plant has 5 berries on it at a time, and they take a minute or two to regrow once they've been plucked. So it's not exactly what I'd call a fast process, but at the very least it's a process that you don't need to dedicate a lot of Pikmin to. It can be done in the background over the course of a day. We'll find out exactly what benefits that spray has later. For now, a little more nature walking, and one bit of demolition real quick if we've got time for it. 2 bits actually. Now that we've gotten our first glob of nectar, it's worth breaking any eggs we see, because now the nectar they release has a chance to be spicy. It's never a guarantee, unfortunately. We've retrieved the folded data glutton. This one is stronger because it contains ferrets. Look at them, aren't they adorable? That's right, Brittany, Alph does indeed need to look at the ferrets. Well, that's sure to unlock a new area. And what is holding the... Sometimes Pikmin. Everything else went by just fine, but that Mearslug is patiently waiting for this Bulborb husk to get out of the way. Sure. Regardless. The watermelon's even going through it. What was the holdup? Is it because they were both food sources? Like Pikmin food sources? Well, one way or another, the Mearslug is going to provide a huge boost to the yellow Pikmin population. Sorely needed. Careful with who you choose. Charlie is going to break down this wall for us. That'll make a specific job tomorrow much easier. There's still 3 Pikmin left, and they're right there. Everyone's safe and sound. So we'll just let the day run out, and sit back and appreciate the feeling of a plan gone right. The red Pikmin did very good work today. I love that sunset sky. And yeah, it's about time we sped this up. Is it? Isn't it? Oh yes. As much as I do love the fruit juicing process, we're going to have a lot of fruit to juice from here on out, so unfortunately we must hit the fast forward button. We still get to see all of the fruit and juice and colors and everything. It's just a very expedited process now, and rather by necessity. This would take minutes otherwise. And yes, you read right. We can now triangulate fruity position. Never again shall a plum be able to escape our notice by hiding amongst mushrooms. And indeed, this works even in areas where the map doesn't show anything. There we go, day 4 is complete. And yeah, the yellows are no longer hurting for numbers. 90 is a very healthy population size. Look at that roving band of miscreants. We'll probably have to deal with them again once we finally come back here. Not looking forward to that. Today really didn't see us bring very many things back. But hey, the yellows are booming, the shortcuts are open, and we've got a new area to explore. And 2 very long dead ends that no longer need exploring. Things are looking good. That bridge getting built by 8 Pikmin in the background really shows the power of inactive work. It doesn't matter if you've only got a few Pikmin, as long as they've got time and don't need any supervision, they can get a lot of important things done. And everything files in right at the end of the day. That's just right. Still no Pikmin deaths. For the time being, that's usually because if a Pikmin does perish, it throws off the rest of my plans for the day. We'll see how long that lasts. Regardless, day 4 is in the books. And I'll be happy to see you later for day 5 at the Twilight River. Until then. Alph. One other note, now that we have the fruit finder, we know exactly how many pieces of fruit are in each location, even from the map screen here. There's 15 in the Twilight River for us to find. We've got 5 out of 17 in the Garden of Hope, 12 left there. 14 left in the Tropical Wilds, and 12 left in the Distant Tundra as well. Those return trips are just bound to be hectic with those sort of numbers. But hey, at least we won't have bosses to worry about.